Where is your time really going? 7 signs that your marriage is living on leftover time. Teresa, we're still in part of our Redeem the Time arc. I will tell you that it's important to become aware of what you're spending your time on. Once we get to be aware of what's going on with our time, then we can make adjustments. Well, let's talk about the 7 signs that your marriage is living on leftover time. Now, Teresa, I don't mind leftovers. I know we have a meal one night and it's so good. I know I want to eat it all at once, but I can't, I shouldn't. And we have some leftovers. That leftover is pretty good, but I don't want to live on leftovers every night.
No.
I don't want someone else getting the good meal and I got to get the leftover meal.
Exactly.
So can you imagine that you go out to eat and
Oh dear.
you don't get a meal, everybody gets their meal and they have leftovers and they give you what's left over.
Just scrape some off of this plate and
Hey,
off
you
of
want to
that
finish
plate.
that? And you just get
I
whatever
don't
else.
even like that.
You get
food.
what the kids didn't want to eat. You get the green beans and the collards and whatever they didn't want to eat. And you know how awful that would be? Don't let your marriage be like that. Let's dive into it, Teresa. Let's talk about the 7 signs that your marriage is living on leftover time. Number 1, you talk primarily about logistics. What do you mean by that? You talk primarily about just
Schedules.
that's when your conversation is just mainly revolving about what's going on, who has to go here, what has to be done. We got to be here, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got this going on, we got that going on. You got to get this done, you got to get that done, this has to be cleaned up, that has to be painted, this yard's got to be done, these clothes got to be folded. It's all about logistics. It's all about your schedule. So when you just become schedule, that leaves no time
Warning sign.
to really connect, right?
That's right. That's right. Because where is there really conversation in that? There's usually not. And let's think a little bit and say, let's fold the clothes together so we can actually talk to each other instead of going in all these different directions during your day or during your week. So that's so true. I know we've had some time like that. So we don't want to just be schedule managers.
Sign number 2 that you're living on leftovers in your marriage is when your screen time gets more undivided attention than your spouse. Now, that's kind of
It's close
to some
home.
people. And we're talking about all kinds of screens. We're talking about the big screen and we're talking about the little screen. If you find yourself, you're talking to your spouse and they just have their head down looking at their screen while you're talking to them, that screen is getting more undivided attention than you are. And if your spouse is talking to you and you can't take your eye off your phone, you can't take your eye off that screen, you can't pause it, you can't turn it off, something is wrong. That means that's what's ever happened on that screen is more important than what your spouse is trying to talk to you about. And that's wrong. Teresa?
Yes, it's like a misplaced priority. Your undivided attention is so much better for people than for screens, because screens don't really give you anything back. I know I like to tell the story of some parent that I heard talking years ago, and she was busy with this and busy with that, and her child was trying to talk to her, and finally the child just took her face and turned it towards him, and Mommy, listen to me, because she was so busy about so many things but wasn't giving her child attention when he kept asking for it. So he just had to get her face and turn it towards him so that she would look at him and give him undivided attention. And we may have to do that with our spouses, honey. Just turn the screen off. Look at me. This is more important. I need to talk to you about something. So let's not fall into those traps of giving our undivided attention to our screens more than our spouses.
Sign number 3 that you're living on leftover time is when connection only happens when everything else is finished. You're busy. We understand people are busy.
Sure.
But if connection only happens at the very end of the day where you're both wiped out, you both go to bed, you're both tired, and that's the only time that you have connection, you're just giving each other what energy you have left. You're not intentionally giving your partner connection, and that is leftover time. You get whatever energy I have left. That's all you get.
Good night.
And good night. Peck, peck. Good night. See you tomorrow.
And it's not that people are intending to do this. I think it just starts happening and they don't realize it's become a pattern. They don't realize that it's become the direction of their marriage. So this is why we've got to be aware of this. And they realize you don't want to give your spouse leftovers. That's not what your heart is. But if it's become that way, that's why we want to make you aware. We had to be made aware. Lord had to show us this too.
Oh, we know that your heart is not to give your spouse leftovers. We know it's not your heart. But we have to become aware when one of these 7 signs has appeared in your marriage, so you can be aware, so you can make adjustments.
Sure.
The 4th sign that your marriage is living on leftovers is when a date night is the first thing sacrificed. So
Sure.
if your life is so busy, okay, we'll go on a date next week. We need to do something else. I know we go out. Usually go out on Friday night or Thursday night or Saturday morning, but no, we got something else to do. So we'll just do that next time. Let me have a rain check. Then when that becomes the first thing sacrificed, if you can't sacrifice anything else, that's a sign you're living on leftover time. Teresa?
So true. That's good. Yes. So those date nights are important, and it doesn't have to be a fancy dinner. It can be just going somewhere, sitting in the car and talking, sipping on some coffee or tea, go and get ice cream together or taking a walk, just a way to spend time together.
Yeah, going on a walk together.
Yes. It's so important.
The 5th sign that you are living on leftover time is when you regularly say, we'll have time later. Later, a few weeks when time gets less headache, when kids get back to school, kids get out of school, when they don't have this event, when they're not doing that event, when we don't have this at work, we're not doing this at church, we'll just have time later to spend with each other. And we regularly say that, guess what happens? You never have time later.
Until it's a priority, it's not really going to be in your radar. It's not really going to be something that you plan for, and make sure that it happens. And that's why we have to recognize these warning signs that we really haven't prioritized it enough. We really haven't seen how much we need this. So no marriage can survive on just cruise control, or like we're saying, on leftover time. So that's why this is so important.
The 6th sign that your marriage is living on leftover time is when your spiritual connection is becoming less frequent. If you're not frequently spiritually connecting with your spouse, you are living on leftover time. You're not giving your spouse your best. It is so important in a Christian marriage for each of you to connect with each other spiritually.
Yes.
Share scripture, pray together, talk about God, invite God into your marriage, talk about what God is doing, talk to the kids about God, what God is leading you as a couple. Share that with your children. Keep God in your conversation. As you talk to each other, keep God in your conversation. This is what the Lord impressed upon me. I read this today. This is what this meant to me. Keep talking about those things. Pray together intentionally. Pray with and over each other on a regular basis, because you don't want to give each other your leftover time.
Exactly.
And the 7th and final sign that your marriage is living on leftover time is when you're spending time together, but you're not engaging. You're not really connecting.
Exactly.
You spend time together and you're just not, there's no connection there. It's like you're becoming roommates instead of right? You're spending time, you're in the same house, you're raising the kids together, or you have careers, or whatever you're doing, your ministry together, but you're not engaging each other. You're not talking. You're not asking questions. You're not meeting each other's needs. You're
That's
just
so good.
not connecting.
Yeah, it makes me think that in this busy world, and busy as people's lives are, a lot of our time and energy is spent on everyone and everything else outside of our marriage. But what we're trying to do is turn your focus inward to say you've got to put energy into your marriage. You've got to start investing in your relationship again. If it's been a long time since you've been connecting together, when you're doing something together in the same place at the same time. A lot of married couples can be at a dinner party together, at a church function together and really not be experiencing something together because their focus is outward. It's on all these other people that need something or that are doing something. So just turning your focus inward to God, to your marriage, and actually engaging with each other in whatever you're doing to spend time together. It really makes an amazing difference.
And I hope you don't feel like this is a guilt video, because it really wasn't our intention at all. We want to encourage you. So it's not a question about that you're a bad spouse. That's never entered into our minds. It's become aware of what patterns have quietly formed you weren't aware of. Now,
that's right.
This is why our free PDF is the free Redeem the Time Marriage Audit is available for you. It's free. You can have it. And it helps you determine where you're spending your time. And it helps you, it's just an audit where you see where you are now. You're not passing or failing. You don't share your results. It's just for you and your spouse become aware of where you're spending your time today.
Exactly.
And then it helps you to make changes to intentionally spend your time where you want to spend your time. In our next video, we're going to talk about, it's really talking from our heart, like from around our kitchen table. If we're talking to you like you're in our home and you're sitting across the table from us, we're going to talk to you about some things that we have learned. And we'll see you in that video right here. And remember, God designed husband and wife to be friends for life.